Taking a look at the grid for the final round of the season at Japan, Kimi Raikkonen crucially took pole position around the Suzuka circuit to provide himself the best opportunity tomorrow to clinch a race victory. He'll want to maximise his points gain tomorrow as he trails Areva by 21 points and will want to hope that he encounters issues throughout the race. Lining up on the front row alongside the Finnish Nico Rosberg with the second Mercedes and Ferrari of Hamilton and Vettel on the second row. In fifth is the other Finnish driver of Valtteri Bottas, with the first of the two Rebels of Kvyat in 6th. A disappointing qualifying from both McLaren Hondas find the pairing in 7th and 8th position, with the championship leader of Areva behind his teammate Jenson Button. He'll want to dispatch the several cars separating himself and his championship rival, but struggled in qualifying, being 1.7 seconds off the pace. Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo rounded out the top 10 for the final qualifying of the season. Can Areva fight his way through the field to secure his maiden world championship, or will he encounter problems and give Kimi Raikkonen a chance at taking his second world championship? Next up, it's the finale, it's the Japanese Grand Prix.
Right, so here we are, the final race of this My Driver season. What a season it has been. We've had so many awesome races, so many awesome battles, and now it comes down to this, the Japanese Grand Prix. If you missed the kind of teaser intro to this episode that was uploaded yesterday, I do implore you to go watch that before you actually continue watching this video. There's an annotation on screen right now and also a card in the top right, and you can go click that, and I really advise you just watch that just to hype yourselves up for this actual episode ahead of us, because this is the championship decider in both senses for the drivers and constructors. I am 21 points ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. There was actually a mistake in the standings for the last episode, so they're corrected on screen right now. So after the events of last episode, I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, so do go check that episode out before you see this one, because it was quite a crucial one, really, for what happens in this episode. It's now turned out that Raikkonen has 21 points to overhaul from me, so if you do the maths, he basically has to win the Grand Prix. If he doesn't win the Grand Prix, there is no way he can win the World Championship. Luckily for him, he's on pole position today, as you would have seen before in the qualifying report. So he's done the first part of the job there. He just needs to secure that win. For me, I'm down here in 8th place, which was an okay qualifying. I mean, we could have done a little bit better, but also seeing that Jenson is right next to me in P7, it looks like the McLaren maybe around Japan is not the best car. If Ferrari get like a 1-3 or a 1-2 and we're down here in 7th and 8th, then they're definitely going to overhaul us there. So important race in both aspects, but unlike a lot of other career modes I've done, the finale, you know, the pressure is not actually on me. The pressure is on the person I'm fighting. I just need to make sure I do not crash out of the Grand Prix, and I need to make sure I come 8th place or above, because obviously 8th place gets me 4 points. If I were to get 4 points and Kimi Raikkonen was to get 25 points, that would equal the 21 points he needs to equal my tally, and then it would go down to a tiebreaker between, I believe it would be wins, which I can't actually think on the top of my head who's won more races, but I want to say it's me, but I actually don't know, so maybe one of you guys can correct me in the comments below who that would be, but that's only if it goes to a tiebreaker, so we'll see about that. But hopefully I can get a good start here. I'm going to actually get some good points. But apart from that, let's stop waffling on. We got the car setup loaded up. In terms of the race strategy, it's going to be an option prime stint. I'm a little bit iffy on that. 2-stop around Japan, it seems like an okay idea, but I just think maybe we might have to convert that to a 3-stop, just because if we look back to things like Abu Dhabi and Australia, where perhaps that could have been a 2-stop as well, it kind of ended up definitely being a 3-stop. So we'll have to see how this first stint goes on the option tires. I might stick on the prime tires for that first pit stop just to get them out of the way, and also just that will give me a bit more flexibility on the strategy. And of course, being Japan, there's maybe always the chance of rain. Right now it's completely sunny, but you never know, so maybe if I stick on the prime tires and if it does start raining, then I'll be in a better position right now. But anyway guys, 13 rounds preceding this have all built up to this moment, the finale of the My Driver Season 1 career mode. Let's get it, let's go to the race. Right, so for the final time this season, guys, we go to 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix, and we are away. A lot of wheel spin in first gear. We'll control it in second. Hulkenberg gets a good start. It's fine, it's fine. We can calm down. Don't need to necessarily jump into anything into the first corner. We'll go a little bit deep outside the track there, as I saw Ricciardo is still there on my inside on the right hand side. We've touched. Ricciardo swings round me. I think our wheels got caught, so we're still battling with Ricciardo here, but I'm just very cautious, very aware of the fact that I don't want to make any any sort of crashes. Don't want to break off any bit of my front wing. I need to stay intact here. We're still side by side with Ricciardo. We'll squeeze him out there on the exit, and we're back up into 9th comfortably. But now ahead of us, we've got a little bit of a three-way scrap here with Button battling. Ooh, Kvyat, and Kvyat actually squeezes Button onto the gravel there. That allows me to close up on Hulkenberg. The car getting all sorts out of shape on heavy fuel. Haven't raced around Japan on heavy fuel in a while, and we lock up on the rear and both fronts, all getting a bit out of shape in the hairpin. Ricciardo tries to go down my inside, but it's all fine. We'll cover him off. But right now, let's just settle down onto the back straight towards Spoon. Let's just calm down. We're in 9th place. We've got 8th place ahead of us. That's the place we need to get. Eventually, we do have the pace over the Force India, so I'm not too worried about it. We just need to settle into the Grand Prix. Already getting a really nice run on Hulkenberg here, down towards 130R. Button ahead of me, trying to make a move from Kvyat. He'll go down the inside of him through 130R. He'll make that move. We try to close up on Hulkenberg, have to break through the middle of 130R, but now we swing it down the inside of him, lock up on the right tyre, squeeze him out there through that chicane, and we've got it on the exit there for 8th place. So we are in safety right now, guys, because Raikkonen... Oh, there's been a crash behind us. Oh, Hulkenberg! Hulkenberg and Ricciardo! What? Oh my god, wow, what a crash behind me. Hulkenberg getting it all out of shape, and he smashes into the barrier. Wow, that is crazy, crazy stuff. And that is exactly what I mean, guys. That is exactly what I mean. I could have been in that crash if I was behind Hulkenberg and next to Ricciardo still, but, you know, thankfully we got out of the way, overtook Hulkenberg before. That's exactly what I wanted to stay out of, and we have done, because at the moment, I'm assuming Kimi Raikkonen is in 1st place, and at the moment, we are good. We're good in this position, but of course, we'll try and do our best to get up the order as well for the sake of the constructors, which we need to think about, because if both the Ferraris are in the top 4, then this is going to be a bit difficult to actually keep the constructors if we're down here in what is right now 6th and 8th. So me and Jensen need to get a move on. Jensen's got a pretty damn good start to this Grand Prix, already ahead of Kvyat. So I need to put my head down a little bit here, sweat a little bit, and try and catch up to Daniel Kvyat and try and overtake him as fast as I can. Right, we're going to take a quick look at a replay here to see what happened to that crash with Hulkenberg and seemingly Daniel Ricciardo behind us. So here, coming through the chicane, looks like Hulkenberg's going to lose the rear end. He goes wide off into the grass. That pushes him off, and Ricciardo is actually the one that comes off the worst there as Hulkenberg continues on pretty okay, and Ricciardo, he loses a heap of time, and that could have easily been us if we hadn't made that move earlier on Hulkenberg. Right, we've got DRS on Kvyat at the moment, with Kvyat also has DRS on Jensen ahead of him, and looks like he's closing up on him. Can't make a move into turn 1 yet, but we are closing up now as Jensen defending from him, holding up a little bit, so we're getting very, very close. I think within maybe the next 1 or 2 laps we'll have him here. Right, catching up to these two right now who are still battling and sort of holding each other up, obviously, in some dirty air. Right, we've got Rosberg in the pits right now on lap 5, so very, very early pit stop for Nico Rosberg. I think my engineers want me to make a pit stop in 2 laps time. Button is now being overtaken by Kvyat, so alright, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to hope that either Jensen can just get a move on, re-overtake him, or I'm going to hopefully try and just easily overtake him. Hopefully he won't put up too much of a fight. You know, even though he will be fighting for good points to help the team out, he's not in a Drivers' Championship fight at the moment, so that'll be quite helpful if he doesn't put up much of a fuss. Our tyres are very, very raw, and the fronts are very, very bad. I'm considering maybe even pitting this lap, so 1 lap earlier than my scheduled, and 1 lap later than one of the Mercedes there. I'm going to have to see if Jensen comes in. If he does, we'll stick out, pit the normal lap time, but at the moment, those front left and right, I was going to say front rights only, but the both fronts are very, very raw, and quite surprisingly worn, actually, so they're gonna feel very, very second-hand if we continue for 1 more lap. So actually hoping that Jensen stays out, but I have a hunch that he might come in. Yep, he comes in. We're gonna have to stay out. We'll get DRS off him, and we'll try and chase down Kvyat. Let's put it up into rich mix, push as hard as we can on the in lap, I should say, and just take the tread out of the tyres, basically. Right, not an amazing lap. Haven't really caught up to Kvyat here. Trying to set my tyres onto primes. So we'll go onto the harder compound. Kvyat stays out, surprisingly. Okay, that's a little bit surprising. Maybe the Red Bull's quite lean on its tyres right now. So we're into the pits. Vettel is double stacking with Raikkonen there. Vettel double stack with Raikkonen. Interesting. Okay, both Ferraris. And we've actually jumped Vettel. Awesome. Awesome stuff. We've jumped Sebastian Vettel there because Ferrari a bit too stubborn to not stick one of them out earlier, or to undercut one of them. So awesome stuff. We are ahead of Kimi. Awesome stuff. Ahead of Sebastian Vettel, now out on prime tyres, which are feeling a little bit cold as we run a little bit deep through turn 1. We've got Bottas behind us and Raikkonen right ahead of us. So this is going to get very, very juicy. This is exactly where I want to be. Oh, shit. Back end's gone. Back end's gone. Bottas right behind me. He's going to have DRS here. That hairpin is absolutely deadly. I can never absolutely feel 100% comfortable coming out of that hairpin. It's just a nightmare, especially more so on prime tyres, really. And I bet these guys are all on options, so these guys are going to be very, very feisty and very hungry to get past me here. Otherwise, basically, I am ruining their races. So let's see. Bottas is going to have DRS. Vettel's going to have DRS. What are all these guys going to do? Bottas comes to my left. Button getting a bit of a tow from me. I have to... Oh, Bottas! Bottas, what are you doing? Bottas holding me. What on earth was he doing? He just broke through 130R. Just completely... I let him go down the inside. I even lifted off to let him go. And he just completely brake checked me. Okay? Great one, Bottas. Great one. That was really much needed. Much needed stuff. Great stuff. So now we're down to 8th place. Was 9th, but Perez has made his pit stop. And look what Bottas has done. He's reversed the entire thing. It was Bottas, Button, Vettel. Now it is, Vettel, Button, Bottas, and myself. Great stuff, Bottas. GG. You know what? I'm not one for conspiracies like this, but, Bottas is a fellow Finn of Raikkonen, and maybe the Finns stick together in times like these. Maybe he's trying to do his best to help his old pal Raikkonen out. Right, if I close up to Bottas, I'm not being Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to aggressively overtake him as early as I can, because that was not on, I feel like. Literally, from my perspective, at least how I remember it, I lifted off a little bit to go through 130R. He was on the inside. I let him through, really. I let him have the position because I really didn't want to try and go side by side with him there. And he then just repays the favour by pretty much going straight on towards the runoff of 130R. Unless he had some sort of issue, like a I don't know, I don't even know what sort of issue would make you go off like that. But yeah, Bottas, we're gonna have a bit of a duel here, and I'm not taking no for an answer. Right, here we go. DRS, shove the pace up into Rich Mix. Go on the left-hand side, try and get the outside line. We've overtaken Valtteri Bottas. Kvyat there coming out of the pits. We'll just about squeeze him through. Nope. Start losing the rear end there a little bit. Got about half the car on the grass there, so I have to back out of it. So we do not get Kvyat there. The overcut, or whatever the opposite of the undercut is worked out for Kvyat there because he stayed ahead. So the Red Bull, pretty kind on its tyres. Really annoying that. I just lost the rear end grip just a little bit. If I managed to just keep the car a bit more stable, didn't have to go on the grass a little bit, I felt like I could have probably squeezed by in between him and the apex there and could have got him, but unfortunately we're behind now, so we'll have to do it the normal way. I say that as I lock up into the hairpin. That hairpin's going to be the death of me. I think that's going to, if anything's going to mess me up today, it's going to be that hairpin. So at the moment we're on minus 0.5 pretty much of fuel. So we're going to have to watch out for that. At the moment still in rich mix actually, because I want to try and catch up to Kvyat. I think we'll put it down to standard right now as we do catch up to him. But we need to think about saving that fuel at some point later on in the Grand Prix. Really close up to Kvyat here through turn 1. Lots of the drivers not very good through turn 1. Lots of them not going as aggressive as you probably should be going into there, so getting quite a lot of time. And through here also just quite a nice section. When you do hook it up, you get the momentum going of the car, which is basically what it's all about in this sector. Really does feel very, very nice. Me and Kvyat both catching up to Button here, so Button, surprisingly, despite being ahead of me in qualifying, not doing so well in race pace at the moment. And Kvyat got a brilliant run off that corner compared to me, and is right at the back of Jensen. I wonder, maybe we can catch him napping here as he locks up a tad. We lost a lot of time through that third sector. I was so poor through the hairpin and through Spoon, and then the chicane, and now through turn 1 going wide. Losing a bit of time to Kvyat here as he catches on to Button. Although, I can say that's probably maybe also the prime tyres also. Obviously, he's on options, so he will be a bit faster right now. He is hoping that his tyres start to wear out a little bit, and the primes basically become the faster tyre. Right, Button's in the pits right now, so an early second pit stop there. So I think he must be going on a 3-stop because he can't be taking primes from lap 12 to lap 27. So I think Jensen's on a 3-stop at the moment. We're still going to see about this too. I'm going to see how long I can actually take these primes. I guess that this stint will basically decide if I'm on a 3 or not. Interestingly enough, I've only just realised right now Rosberg's behind me, so he's pit again very early. Remember, he pit on lap 6, so he's gone 2 option tyres each 6 laps. So Rosberg and probably Hamilton definitely on a 3 stop. Not too sure about the Ferraris. They're usually quite good in their tyres, so they must be trying a 2 stop surely. The amount of time Kvyat gains through that hairpin, the amount of time everyone is gaining on me through that hairpin is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually just insane how much lack of grip there is at that hairpin traction zone. It is just a nightmare. Right, got people in the pits. Vettel. Who else? Raikkonen as well. So Ferrari double stack yet again for their 2 drivers. Interesting. So we're into 3rd place. Raikkonen's now behind me, but pretty sure in the grand scheme of things, he's going to come back out ahead. At the moment, these prime tyres are absolutely horrible. The McLaren just doesn't have any pace in general with these prime tyres, nor was it really that paceful on the options either. So I'm sort of thinking that this will be one of those maybe lesser kind of right down to the wire finale races, more of just a kind of holding my own. I've done the job ahead of the finale. It's all just about keeping my cool, really. Right, Hamilton into the pits right now, so it's going to be a 1 for Kvyat and myself too. So a lot like what it was in the previous race in Australia, actually, if you remember. Kvyat was leading, and I was 2nd, and Raikkonen, funnily enough, was 3rd. So this is pretty much a carbon copy repeat of what had happened in Australia. Of course, by now, hopefully you would have seen the last episode, so I don't mind kind of spoiling it for you. Of course, Kvyat crashed out or retired for something out of the Grand Prix, and I ended up taking the lead of the Grand Prix, and then Raikkonen took it from me because I was on worn tyres, and then obviously the rest is history towards the end of the race. But of course we had some rain then. I don't think it's going to be raining here. It looks like a pretty nice summer's day here in Japan, to be completely honest, but I am on worn tyres again. Raikkonen is behind me on fresher tyres, and Kvyat is ahead of me in 1st place. It's all a little bit weird, a little bit odd, not going to lie. And yet again, there is the hairpin traction. Lovely. Raikkonen's right there behind me. I can see him when I look backwards, so he's very much catching up to me. It looks like if I am trying to make this 2-stop work, it will be a case of defending as hard as I can to the cars behind me. If I'm making the 3-stop work, then, well, I'm going to be very, very much behind both Ferraris, it looks like. Right, off the exit of the chicane. Kimi is right behind me right now. These prime tyres are really not feeling very good, and he goes down the inside, and this will pretty much be the inevitable. But to be honest, don't want to put up too much of a fight as someone comes out of the pits there. I think that's Hamilton, and Raikkonen goes a little bit wayward into turn 1. We're pretty much committed to the 2-stop right now, to be honest. So all these cars behind me, they're not really for position because they're not really in the same race as me. I'm sort of racing the people behind me, which will be Button, and one person ahead of me, which will be Kvyat. So I'm not going to put too much of a fight to any of these guys as I go really deep into this next part of the track. The 2 Mercedes are right up my chuff, so really not going to put up too much of a fight. As Hamilton goes down my inside, I'll take it nice and easy, leave him the outside of that corner. Rosberg will try go around the outside of me. I will not put up much of a fight, and we slot in ahead of what will be Jenson Button, as we got Hulkenberg here after the crash. That confused the heck out of me. I thought that was Button for a second. Hulkenberg, after his crash, is completely lapped. So just showing how much that cost us and showed us how lucky we got that we weren't in that crash before. But yeah, Button's the next car. You can see on the mini-map he's just going through Spoon now. So I think we're pretty good right now to see this 2-stop to the end. The 2 Mercedes are battling. Oh, Rosberg's out. Rosberg's out of the Grand Prix. Oh my god, I can't believe I just saw that. The 2 Mercedes just made contact. What drama here. The final race of the season, and these 2 are still going at it. You would think by now, because they're not in the championship fight, you would think that they'd be civil for the sake of their team principal, Toto Wolff, but no. Hamilton squeezing Rosberg out onto the grass. I don't know what on earth he did to you today, mate, or this week, mate, but that was very, very harsh. Right, let's have a look at what happened to these 2 Mercedes boys through turn 1, side by side, through pretty much the pit straight as well. But here is where Hamilton squeezes him off, and then this is where they lock tyres, and that chucks Rosberg off onto the grass. He's not at the Grand Prix yet, but he's lost a lot of time there. He's going to try it down the inside of 130R. Is he going to go inside or outside? He's going to try the inside. So like Bottas here, Going to beware in case this is something just the AI are a bit stupid on doing as Rosberg goes slowly. Look at that. I think that's just AI programming, really, than just Bottas. Really, really poor there as the AI just got a little bit wide through 130R if you let them down the inside, which seems like a bit of a weird thing to do. But anyway, we're still in 4th place. Kvyat's now making his pit stop. So just confirming Kvyat is doing the 2-stop as well. And now Rosberg got down my inside. Won't give him too much of a fight here. He's got DRS, so not going to put up too much here as he goes a little bit slowly. Come on, Nico, hurry up a little bit. And it's already lap 18, and if you look on the right-hand side, that's when we're going to pit. So we're going to pit at the end of this lap. Hopefully Rosberg can get a little bit ahead of me so he doesn't give me so much dirty air right now. And then we can get on and try and press ahead to make sure we try and finish ahead of our teammate. Right, down 130R, we're going to come at the end of this lap. We're on lean mix right now to save a bit of fuel. Hulkenberg is going to try and unlap himself, but then he immediately gets blue flagged, so bit of a weird, nonsensical move to make. But anyway, so we're in lean mix at the moment, trying to save that minus 0.3 or 25 right now as we go deep into the chicane. Definitely, these tyres are completely going off the cliff right now. Perfect time to make the pit stop in on lap 18, which will be the option tyres now till the end of the race. Jensen's going to continue through, is he? Yes, Jensen can... No, Jensen comes in with us. Oh my god, Jensen's got a double stack. Guys, please, quickly. Oh, just about. Look at that. McLaren, it's been a pleasure this season, and that is just why. Awesome stuff from the team, just to time that perfectly. I'm sure they told Jensen to kind of stop a little bit like they've done in real life with Mercedes before with Hamilton and Rosberg. Perfect timing there for the double stack, showing Ferrari how it's done, who completely failed earlier on the Grand Prix, if you remember, double stacking. So now we're out in a very nice 5th place on fresh option tyres, and look, Rosberg there in front of us is also made his pit stop there at the same time as us, so we could actually maybe try and snag a cheeky little 4th place if my pace is good enough. Not within DRS, but we set a purple lap time. This car is feeling very, very nice right now on these options. And we close up to Rosberg through turn 1 so much. Look at the pace difference, as I think that... Is he on prime tyres? I can't quite tell, but the pace difference through turn 1, absolutely amazing. Just got to swing the momentum in the right way, keep the car rolling through, grab where the traction is, do the switch back, and it's a very lovely little move down the inside of Nico Rosberg, and we're up into 4th place. Oh, that was a very, very enjoyable move. That was very, very nice through their section there. And Rosberg on prime tyres going till the end, so just showing that's why the pace difference is there. Although that does mean, a little bit worryingly, that if my tyres wear out a bit too much, Rosberg could come back at us. So this battle's not over yet. I think it might come back to bite us at the end towards lap 27. We're catching up to Lewis Hamilton at the moment, who's having a bit of trouble with some back markers. I can see on the mini-map, as we can see a back marker in blue. Slowly catching. I think there's about 3 seconds. We've got 4 laps left. The pace is good at the moment. This could get very interesting towards the end. Oh, wow, look at that. Look how much Hamilton's been held up by a Manor there. We've caught up, like, what? 2 seconds nearly in basically the span of, like, 1 sector. Wow, these blue flag cars, the back markers, really not doing the work. And oh, surprise, surprise, it's Will Stevens. I can't quite tell who's ahead of Hamilton. I think it might be Kvyat, thinking about what the order was before some of the pit stop phases. So that's absolutely fantastic for Kvyat to be up there. And yeah, it is Kvyat there. So Kvyat up in 3rd place at the moment. Hamilton trying to chase down that last podium position. As we come through with 3 laps to go, Hamilton tries to make on Kvyat, and we've just tipped into optimum fuel level. So we're good to use some rich mix maybe towards the end, as Kvyat's now gone down to 3rd place and Hamilton is up into 2nd. Actually, hang on, I thought Kvyat was in 3rd and Hamilton was fighting from 4th place, but I'm in 4th at the moment. So one of the Ferraris is behind me, and if it is Kimi Räikkönen, that is going to be, well, even more misery for him, because at the moment, even if he wins the race, I'm going to have this in the bag, but it'd be absolute misery if he finished behind me in a crucial race like this at the final time. But I have a feeling it might be Vettel. Well, we've closed up on Kvyat so much here, we could bag a podium to end off the season, which would be absolutely freaking fantastic. Kvyat, not very good pace on his prime tyres at the moment, going very, very slowly. We've got the grip on our option tyres. I wonder, is he even going to come in? No, he's not going to come in, so he stays out. We'll have DRS. We'll surely have the run in him. Here we go. This is for the podium, to knock out a podium to end the season off. We move to the inside, nice and easy. Swoop back through, and we're on to the podium, lads. Absolutely awesome, absolutely awesome. I really thought that maybe we were going to finish down in somewhere 6th or something like that, you know, because of our qualifying pace, but absolutely freaking amazing. to make the two-stop work, and we're going to finish off a brilliant season, our rookie season in Formula 1, with a podium to round out the championship. And there could still be more, because Lewis Hamilton is only just there, and we are still actually catching up on him. So this could be second place, which would be even more bad for Kimi Raikkonen, because that will literally put the nail in the coffin that there's no way he can win this championship. I'm going to be completely honest, it's actually quite a weird and nice feeling to be in this position, because pretty much every other career mode I've ever done has ended up being a nail-biting end where it's really gone down to the wire, and I've had to pull out everything out of the bag to do the job. But this time, we're just driving, we're just enjoying this McLaren car this season, which has produced so many fun, awesome races and made some great overtakes, and I get to enjoy it for one last time this season, driving it around a brilliant track like Suzuka, and we can relax a little bit. We don't need to really rush into anything to get this championship. We can just settle for third if we want, and we're going to try our best to maybe get second here, but I'm going wide like an absolute donkey right now, so that may not help us. But just confirmation there as well, Raikkonen was first place, so Vettel is the Ferrari that is down the order. So, for the constructors, it may be tighter. I'm hoping that Jensen is not too far behind Kvyat and Rosberg, and that Vettel's behind even Button, because then that will really completely secure, hopefully, the constructors. Right, here we come, boys. Lap 27, we're coming through down towards 130R in third place, and we're going to grab the World Championship in this position. Kimi Raikkonen is going to win the Japanese Grand Prix, Hamilton second, and I come home in third. Much like Sebastian Vettel did in 2011 at the Japanese Grand Prix, I grab the World Championship with third place at Japan.
That is it. World champion, pal. World champion.
There we have it, guys. We have won the World Drivers' Championship for McLaren Honda, and we've also won the Constructors, but that's absolutely freaking awesome. Kimi Raikkonen comes through with 25 points, but I crucially get third place, 15 points in the bag to secure the championship. And you know what? We did the job before this finale, really. It was really the entire season is built up to this. We've done it with 2 consistent wins before this finale to take the heat off me, and that really helped me out here at Japan, where the car wasn't necessarily the fastest car. I think the Ferrari was outright fastest here at Japan, but it didn't matter. Raikkonen just wasn't consistent enough, and surely this might call into question maybe if he'll retire for the next season. But we are world champions. We've done it in our rookie season in the My Driver universe here on F1 2015. Absolutely awesome there. You can see Raikkonen finishes up in second place with 209 points. Hamilton finishes up in third, and Button slips down to 5th place actually as Rosberg leapfrogs him to 4th place. So unfortunate for him, and Vettel down there with 6th place with a disqualification in this race. So I don't even know what happened to him, but he's had such a horrible season, such bad luck in this Ferrari. I don't know if that's going to call into question what he does for next season. Will he stay at Ferrari? All these questions will have to be answered at some later point, but we've also got the Constructors' Championship in the bag there for McLaren Honda. Absolutely awesome. It's been absolutely ages since McLaren have got a Constructors title, so happy to have me and Jensen bring it home for them. That's absolutely awesome. Guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, and more importantly the entire season, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought of the entire season in the comments below, and do you guys want to see a season 2? I got from last episode that you guys are very much wanting a season 2 with also all these driver transfers that we could potentially do. So guys, if you do want to see a season 2, smash that like button, and if we can try and maybe get over 2,000 likes on this episode, I will bring out episode 1 of season 2 on Friday. We will start season 2 off, and we'll do a whole another season, but this time obviously it will be much more than just one a week or even one every 2 weeks. It will be pretty much every other day or every 3 days. So if you're excited for that, let me know in the comments below and hit that like button. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. That's been such an enjoyable season. I've already said that Ultra Mod is my favorite season, but now My Driver is a very, very strong contender for now my new favorite season, because that was a lot of fun to make, and we had some awesome racing in the McLaren Honda this season, and hopefully that can continue on in season 2 if we do one. Hope you enjoy us today, and I will see you guys next time.